Think about a film you love, the emotions that you experience, that scene that breaks your heart each time you watch it. I'm pretty sure that you're not thinking, oh, that was a clever plot point right before Act 2B. I'm willing to bet that you're thinking about characters and how they make you feel.
If you want your story to really resonate with an audience, you really want those obstacles to be meaningful.
In this video, you're going to learn from PIXAR story artists Christian Roman and Christian Masco how to create a character-driven story with meaningful obstacles.
That means that you don't want the character to just be wandering through the story and all things happening to them and they had no relation to those choices. You want the character to be making those choices. You want the character to drive the story.
This is part of Story Xperiential with PIXAR, an online program where professional PIXAR artists teach you how to craft your story. Hello my fellow storytellers, I'm screenwriter Pietro Schito and welcome back to Write for Animation. Subscribe if you don't want to miss more tips on how to become a professional animation screenwriter. Personally, I don't believe in plot-driven stories, and one of the most important things I've realized as a writer is that structure is character, and character is structure. This will make more sense in a minute, but before discovering how to create meaningful obstacles, we need to have a protagonist. Let's dive into a practical exercise. I'll give you an example from Toy Story 4, and you answer with the character from your story. How does my character look like? For example, Woody looks like a toy cowboy. What is their personality like? Woody is charismatic, loyal, and a natural leader. How do they think? Woody is logical, but often solves his problems by thinking outside the box. How do they feel? Woody holds fierce loyalty toward his owner, Bonnie, and his fellow toys. What are their beliefs? Woody believes that toys are meant to make their one owner happy. What are their desires, goals, and wants? Above all, Woody wants to protect and be useful to his owner, Bonnie. What do they need to learn? Woody must learn to place his own happiness above his owner's.
Bonnie will be okay.
Now, how can you know if your character resonates with the audience?
Is my character doing anything? And I know that sounds silly, but a lot of times characters aren't actively trying to do anything. I think that's the thing that makes an audience start to care about a character, is that they can see the character is trying to accomplish something and they have to overcome the obstacles in getting to the thing that they want. When you're making a character and you're trying to figure out if your character is likable and connecting to the audience, a great thing to look at is your character trying to accomplish something? And is the audience involved in what they're trying to accomplish?
It's important for you to set up a clear goal for your character and have them actively chase it. How can you make this journey entertaining?
If you want your story to really resonate with an audience, you really want those obstacles to be meaningful. You want them to mean something, and I don't mean necessarily mean something to you, but something to the character. So what I mean by that is, say you have Woody and he is in love with Bo, but you set up an obstacle, a fence. Well, it's really easy for him to get through that fence, and it's not very interesting. It's nothing. So, okay, you want to make it a harder obstacle for that character so the story is more challenging and more interesting. So you make a wall, a giant brick wall. And so Woody's got to climb that brick wall, and it's challenging and it's a struggle, but it's still not meaningful. So you think about your character, Woody. What else is important to Woody? Well, his Andy is important to Woody. So if you make Andy an obstacle to Woody being with Bo, that makes the story have more meaning and more resonance. You've empathized with Woody as a character because you feel for him having to make a choice between Andy and Bo about two things that he really cares about.
Bo, I need to get back to my kid.
What?
Having your character overcome meaningful obstacles makes your story more emotional.
So what you want to do is you want to ask questions about your character. First, what did your Act 1 establish? What is your character's main goal? What did they really want? What did you establish in Act 1 that they want? What's at stake? The stakes are just as important as the want. Like, what are they risking? And what is pushing your character into action? Is the want pushing them? Is there a ticking clock that they want to survive? They've got to get to a certain place by a certain time? Is there a bad guy pushing them? You really want to ask those questions and think about what it is that's pushing your character to get into Act 2, and that will help you come up with those obstacles to stop them.
So whatever the journey for the character is, find a way to push your character further away from the end, so that they have a longer, harder journey.
This is just a little taste of what you can learn in Story Experiential with Pixar, a 9-week course where you'll develop your story the Pixar way. And you don't need to be an artist or a professional writer. You can join with a team of friends or make new ones in the community. Learn more and join from storyexperiential.com and get a special discount with our promo code WRITE4ANIMATION with the number 4. And you can keep learning from the great talent at Pixar Animation Studios right now by clicking on this special playlist I put together for you. I am Pietro, this is Write for Animation. Now get inspired by the playlist and then go write something great.